You know what, Avery? Being in lockdown has given me a lot of time to think and reflect and just sort of realize things. And you know what I've realized?
What is
That
it?
I know very little about life. And honestly, I don't know the first thing about being an adult. I've been doing it for a while and I'm just as lost as I was when I was 16 and should have known better.
Look,
And
you're not alone. Just
yeah. I mean, for example, I left my house for the first time in weeks the other day, and I blew a tire on a curb because I've forgotten how to drive. And I did not know the first thing to do. Do I call NRMA? Do I try to put on the tire that I have in my boot? Like, what am I
yeah,
doing? So I'm sitting there on the side of the road looking up tutorials and just feeling totally lost and totally dumb and did not want to call my parents because something I should have known as a 21-year-old.
look, you're probably not alone. I did that a couple of weeks back as well. Except it was my air pressure, and my car kept giving the signal, air pressure low, check your tires. I didn't even know that there was a little thing in my car that let me do it from the car without having to go.
90% of the things on the dashboard, I don't know what's happening. I don't know anything to do with my car. The pink slip, the green slip, the rego, the insurance. I'm glad
That
that my
is,
parents are handling that because I'm completely lost.
it's not just my forte. And like, I think everything is just a suggestion and not an actual thing I have to get done. And I wish it
100%.
wasn't like
Until you
that.
do have to get it done.
And then you're like, oh man, I really need to learn how to do this. Just
Exactly. And you know what? It's not just stuff to do with my car. Like, I don't know how we blew a fuse at home the other day. All the lights went out. It was end of the world's kind of vibes
yeah,
happening. And I didn't know how to reset the fuse box. I didn't know where it was in the house. And I traced it back to a blown light bulb. And then I didn't even know how to change that light bulb.
yeah.
So I'm just like out here fending for myself, not knowing where to look.
I get that. I remember the other day I had to message my friend, and it was the most embarrassing question. I didn't know if I needed to get on a screw on light bulb for my lamp or like a clip on. And he was like, it says on the light bulb. And I was like, where? Like, I'm not sure. Apparently, he meant it has to be screw on. I yeah, I was like, I wish there was a way for me to know this stuff.
Honestly, from lighting to ironing to cleaning certain pots with certain scrubbers and not damaging things and putting out cooking fires with water or smothering them depending on the oil and like all of the above that I should really know. I don't know how to do any of
Yeah,
it.
I just think about it. The day I'm 22, and the day I move out of this house, I'm going to struggle. It is going to be a challenge because I'm not
And
gonna
you know what? My friends aren't any better. It's the blind leading the blind. You
know.
know, it's not something that I can even ask them because they have no clue either.
Literally don't know. If I ask one of my friends, hey, how do I do, like, how do I make sure I don't burn my clothes? Because I do that all the time.
All the time.
And they're just like, I don't know, just search it on the
Just
internet.
Google it. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but what does Google tell me? Usually nothing. So,
Or usually a whole bunch of things, and it's just parents trying to make you feel bad about how little you know about life and how they knew it all when they were your
and
age.
how they
And
walked across waters and bridges to get to school and,
exactly.
telling stories. And
And
you're
you know what? Like, even outside of the house, like being in lockdown for so long, I've forgotten how to socialize. I don't know how to, go out and be a regular socializing person
like,
anymore. I don't know how to throw dinner parties. I don't know how to,
just
organize
all
guest lists.
things. Yeah. And how to like go for a picnic and divide and conquer. I've just forgotten that recently with the park
Exactly.
opening up. I'm like, oh yeah, everyone will bring things, but we've got to plan what to bring, how to care for dietary. It's the challenge.
It is a challenge. And, especially like now, I'm more broke than when I started lockdown. How to do all of that on a budget, how to cook healthy meals when like your paycheck is still in the mail for the next week and a half and you got that $30 left in your account and you can't have Macca's again.
Yeah.
And it's just like one thing after another, managing my time. I've got my afterpay payments. I've got my phone bills, and I
So
just feel
much.
like it's all on top of me, and I don't know how to set a
Yeah.
budget or to save.
Yeah, like where when to say no, I just realized I'm like, oh yeah, let's do this, let's do this. But when I look back and think about it, how many times can I go to a bars in a week and then still be able to save money and not feel
Exactly, like, just understanding how to divide my time, how to, set certain goals, how to really just
achieve them as well?
function properly and achieve things.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like I've been barely managing full-time work at full-time uni with being at home in a lockdown, not having to see people, not going to the gym. I'm just so worried how next week I'm gonna have to go to the gym, go socialize, go do
I
things and do what I'm doing now.
Scheduling, I have no idea how am I gonna work out when I've got 20 minutes left in my schedule between meetings? How am I gonna manage all my uni stress when now I've got work as well
It's
to
just
worry about? Like, how am I gonna be my own therapist,
yeah,
basically?
like how do
And
I even have time for therapy appointments? I don't think there's gonna be time.
exactly. And oh gosh, just
Yeah.
like how do I sit and be quiet and mindful and when the whole world is like coming down.
Yeah, no, and I think a lot of the times I was talking to one of my friends and she's like, I'm gonna have to see my partner, I'm gonna have to break up with them. Like, how do I do that without it being uncomfortable?
How
How
do
do
I do that without absolutely crushing him,
yeah,
like
how
and crushing myself in the
yeah,
process?
how to be sensitive about things and understand what the other person's feeling. She's like, I've just
Exactly.
forgotten how to communicate face to face. So
Definitely. And I think, you know what, that's a problem that we've all had to deal with for so long, like how to have those conversations, whether it's like how to have interventions with friends when they need it, how to like talk about what works in your relationship, what doesn't, even like it extends beyond friends. And sometimes it's like, how do you approach your doctor with certain things and
yeah, like
questions?
just
Like,
how what birth control to get. I know so many
exactly. Like,
people who just don't know what questions to ask, how to
I
choose.
don't know, like what therapist's right for
Yeah,
you, like, what diets you need and different things like that. Like,
yeah, how to not fall into fads because there's so many. Like, you know, do the 12-3-30 challenge or do this.
it's just like we're bombarded with information all the time. Lots of it's not even helpful
Yeah,
or makes us feel bad or doesn't answer our questions. And then we're left sitting here feeling like, Jesus Christ, I do not know
how
the
to
first thing
help.
about adulting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's exactly
exactly.
it. That's and like it goes beyond social life. It goes beyond all of those management. It goes to even work. Like being a young person in a workplace and asking for more money or being like, hey, I'm doing the same amount of work as the
That someone else is doing.
yeah, why am I getting paid 30K less? Or why are you not taking me seriously?
Exactly. Or like how to sort of have a progressive chat with your boss about getting a raise, looking for growth opportunities in a
Yeah,
company. Like these are things that we were never taught.
just know
And
you're just expected to know, like
they're
feel
things
your
that we should
taxes.
just understand.
Like feel your taxes, cool, but I don't
How do I
understand.
apply for my taxes? What do I know? Like, what do I even claim tax back on? I
Yeah,
don't know.
or filling that form. I don't know if you've struggled with this, but I always struggle in filling that form at the start of a job, which is your tax declaration, and I'm not sure what I need to tick and what I don't need
All
to
the
tick.
time.
That can
100%.
struggle.
And I finally, after 3.5 years of being in the same job that was just giving me nothing, I finally realized, okay, this isn't for me. But I wish I had known that a couple of months ago. Like, how do I know when my job isn't working for me anymore? How to know when to move on or how to look
Yeah.
for other opportunities when, you have to send your resume out to a million people and you
Or
get one interview back.
yeah, or how to reach out to people carefully. I know so many of my friends come up to me and they're like, how do I get an interview with this place? Like they're just not responding. They're not going to take me seriously because I haven't graduated or I'm too young or something or another.
Absolutely. You know what? It's one thing after another. And it's just like whether it's work or your personal life or, trying to maintain some sense of
Yeah,
domesticity, being a,
yeah,
domestic goddess in your household, all of which we're
I do.
struggling to
I
do.
know. And I don't know when it gets easier or if it gets easier.
If it
I
gets
don't,
easier or
because
how to go about making it easier for me or the people around me.
yeah, because I've since 16, I've been hoping that bulb will hit, everything will get easier. I'll know it all. but I don't know it all still.
But I don't know it all.
6 years down since 16, and I'm still as clueless as I was
As
a
I was
kid.
back then. But, you know, if only there was a place that I could go, this holy grail that could give me
It's
all the
hard.
answers to my questions.
No. What if we actually made a place, Charlotte? What if we made an app? Like for people like us,
And
it just can't be us with these issues and
you know what?
these answers.
I I would use that.
I know, I don't hate it. Like I'd be so
I and I know that all my friends could definitely benefit for some advice now and then from like, you know, a trusted source that
yeah,
doesn't make them feel totally useless and incompetent and where they can go and ask their anonymous questions and not feel judged.
like a best friend without any judgment, like a parent or
Exactly.
an older sibling. It's super chill, super simple to use, and there's a
Yeah.
space to even ask more questions so you're never feeling alone.
And it would have like tutorials and how-to guides and, you know, then links to professionals for when, you know, our
We're not
advice just isn't
professionals.
enough.
Yeah, because we're not
Yeah, because we're obviously not professionals.
we're just starting points who've done a lot of research and who've been through these challenges.
Exactly. We'll be the ones to talk them off that cliff when it just seems like the whole world of adulting is
Too
really
hard.
pushing them off.
Yeah, they really are. We'll pull them back.
Yeah.
We'll guide
We'll
it.
pull them back.
We'll pull them back. We'll guide it. I'm
And we'll tell them,
excited.
listen, you're not alone. It'll
Yeah.
be, you know, less sort of walking through blindly and
It'll be
at
like
least we'll be able to help some people.
someone with glasses leading the blind. So you know,
Yeah.
better vision. So
Exactly.
I'm
You know what?
excited. We should do it.
We should do it.
Let's do it.
Fun.
You know
Yeah.
what? If you want this app, sign up, get to know
Sign
more.
up down below, ask us your questions, and, you know,
We'll get started.
we'll get started for you.
And we'll do it because we'll be the people leading you out of this blindness.
100%. You are not alone.
You're not alone. You've got us. We've been through it.
You got us.
You've got us. I don't know how comforting that is, but we promise we'll do the research and we'll do the work for you. Cool.
Cool.
Sign up, guys.
Done.